All right, that was the ballistic expert from the South African Police Service, Brigadier Mishak Mkhabela. He's been testifying before the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry, into criminality, political interference and corruption in the criminal justice system, entering its 18th day this morning. Mkhabela has been taking and talking about just some of the criminal investigations that he was, based on, and also just looking at, he was taking the commission through the ballistic report linked to the 2024 murder of Vereeniging engineer Armand Swart. He basically is the head of the SAPS Ballistics section at the Forensic Science Laboratory in Silverton, Pretoria. Quite a number of revelations there. He's revealed that 4 firearms linked to the murder of Vereeniging engineer Swart have been linked to 27, even it could be 28 other criminal violent cases and up to about 20 murder cases. He has highlighted a number of discrepancies too with how dockets and case numbers are captured, the weapons that were seized from one of Swart's alleged hitmen following his murder in Bramley in April last year. You will recall, of course, Swart's company had exposed how a firm linked to Katiso Katie Molefe, currently out on bail, fraudulently secured a Transnet tender. The 4 firearms seized from one of Swart's alleged hitmen have also been linked to the murders of Oupa John Sifoka, otherwise known as DJ Somebody, and well as Hector Buthelezi, DJ Ventos. But we'll continue then to unpack just some of his analysis that he's revealed throughout the day, of course, and in terms of discrepancies in how dockets and case numbers were recorded and transferred between different stations. Canny Maphanga, who's been monitoring and following the commission, joins us now for more. Canny, a very good afternoon to you. So, of course, notwithstanding the revelations by Brigadier Mkhabela, that several weapons linked to Armand Swart's murder have now been linked to, it started off as 24 other criminal cases, up to 20 murders. Then we now see that it could be up to 27 other violent crimes. What is of concern is the ballistic analysis also revealing serious discrepancies in how these dockets and case numbers were recorded and transferred between police stations and provinces, Canny.
Indeed. Good afternoon to you, Inati, and to the viewers at home. We're seeing how important this ABS system is in the fight against organized crime. Well, that's at least organized crime in South Africa, because of its ability to link those firearms to various different crime scenes and by extension to a number of accused. Now, we are hearing, at least from the vantage point of the Armand Swart murder, that the exhibits that were found at the Bramley scene, that is the firearms and the used cartridges, were quite critical in at least linking these firearms through the system to various other crime scenes or various other case numbers that the police are investigating. So you're looking at, in totality, with all the firearms, looking at that, is that it's at least over 23 murder cases and some attempted murder cases. That includes Armand Swart, it includes DJ Somebody, DJ Fintos, and then, of course, the attempted murder of Teboho Tobejane, that is the former partner of alleged cartel member Vusimuzi Cat Matlala. So we're seeing the impact of such a tool in the South African police services, but in the same breath, we're told earlier this morning that the magnitude or demand upon which they have to deal with does not match up with the capacity that they actually have. So that this is a unit or a section of SAPS, that is the ballistic section, that is quite understaffed, undercapacitated. So you're dealing with a team that has to deal with a number of cases and a high demand, but of course can't deliver in real time. That means that you could be looking at a backlog or a delay of at least a year on some of these cases, and that is what the investigating officers have to deal with when they're investigating these types of probes. Now, the backdrop upon which we hear this evidence all links back to the allegations made by Witness A and Witness B with the alleged experiences and the alleged interferences that came with the investigation into this high-level probe, that is the murder of Armand Swart, and in the subsequent cases that were linked to that particular murder. There was an allegation that there were attempts to, I guess, sabotage the ballistics report so that this case could not advance, at least at the prosecutorial stage, because they would have needed that ballistic reports to have that accurate information. Now, we're hearing that there were errors on the 50 news cartridges that were found and became one of the exhibits from the Bromley crime scene. So that is the exhibits that were found in the vehicle of the former cop, Michael Buletau. So that's the Mercedes-Benz Viano. And we know that some of those exhibits were sent for analysis, but we're also hearing information from the ballistics head that when the body of Armand Swart went for the, I guess, the autopsy, that the bullet that was removed from that body only went for analysis 3 months later. And his explanation behind that is that the investigating officers, he alleges, were not putting pressure on this particular case. This is against the backdrop that they already have a backlog in this particular unit, and there's a queue when these bullets or whatever exhibits are sent for analysis to the lab, so it takes some time for it to be done. But he says that there was no notification that they had to apply pressure or prioritize this particular matter. It also seems that he is rejecting this allegation or assertion that there was a sinister attempt to, I guess, not advance these investigations with, in particular with these alleged cartel members, stating that the finding regarding the body of Armand Swart being the bullet that was removed, he states that he's not trying to undermine what happened with the 50 news cartridges, that is the simple errors there. But he says that the fact that Captain Makgotle was able to link that bullet to the firearm means that he was able to place the firearm at the scene. And in his analysis, that is a much stronger assessment than that of the 50 news cartridges. So it seems that, at least from his vantage point, that is the ballistics head, that he doesn't find anything sinister with the reports. And he states that if there were issues, the correct thing would have been to approach him for that non-conformist process to start, not to take this particular case and take it to another KZN lab where it was reopened again without his knowledge as the national head.
An interesting testimony indeed. Kenny, thank you so much for that. Canny Maphanga monitoring those developments for us, back at the commission tomorrow at 9:30.